calling you a radical. So this is something you'll get nowhere. So the decolonializing of the great evil empire, the bastard son of the British Empire that's evolved, especially over the last, few decades, especially over the last this quarter century. The old USA, which is now America, which is nothing more than the bastard son of the old evil British Empire, is it being decolonialized right in front of your eyes. Is that bad? Fuck no, it's fucking good. Now, will another colonial empire fucking suck up and take the power? Well, Putin's our poo-poo's trying to. Don't gonna work. Oh, boogeyman, boogeyman, boogeyman. We're afraid of China. We're afraid of China. We're afraid of China. When the radical right-wing faction of government created outsourcing. They're the ones. Remember those days? I was the professor at the #1 school of business in the United States, and we were protectionists. Our sister school, Wharton. Musk was at Wharton the same time as at Weber. I was a student professor. We taught fucking tariffs. We taught protectionism. We fucking out. Ross Perot. Whoosh. It was the right-wing faction that did that. Now the right-wing faction fights. They hate China. You create the boogeyman. You have to create. China doesn't attack anybody. I mean, they might socially, they might economically, and the slavery that goes on, I told Damien Lowe right to his face, aren't those little childhood slaves' fingers getting freaking tired making all your shit? No, it's us that's created that. The consumption junkies were consuming well north of 50% of the world's fucking product. Back when we make up 4% of the world's thing. In 1979, let's party like it's 1979, back when this country was healthy before Reagan, yay, the Democrat from California, flipped Bechtel's baby. Fucking 6% of the world's product we were consuming. Why? Not because, tariffs, remember? Everybody drove a GM. Remember, after the Depression, the WPA hired artists. A lot of those artists went to work for GM, Ford, Buick, designing automobiles. How beautiful were they? Everybody drove an American-made vehicle, the USA. I like how they call it American. Remember when you was a kid and people would say, oh, America, you'd laugh at them. Say, where are you from? The borders were sealed up tighter than hell. That was an old left thing. The protectionism was an old left thing. Tariffs was an old left thing. Anti-nuclearism was an old left thing. Anti-big military industrialized beast was an old left thing. Well, Trump, in philosophical and in practice, that's exactly what he is. This go-round. Last go-round, he sure wasn't. Now, rhetoric that comes out of their mouths, standing on a podium, well, all presidents do nothing but fucking lie. Every one of them. You listen to, we're watching CNN. Let's go to the report. That shit is so manufactured. That's why I did my YouTube site the radical way that I do it, my style, my form, the F word, everything, the visual, whatever. I want to be completely opposite of that. That's what great art does. That's what great countercultures, that's why they're called counter. He loved his cow, he loved his fucking plow. So, is it happening right before our eyes? Yeah, what's done it? Video killed the media star. Video killed the media star. We can't rewind, we come too far. Now, they tried everything they could. The censorship, they were burning down entire libraries, their boards. Now, Zuckerberg's blaming it on Sheila. And you do know what happened to Sheila's husband. How come there's no investigation on that? He fell off a fucking treadmill in Mexico City. One of Obama's fucking Harvard fucking... Whoa, that I still blows my mind there's no investigation on his fucking death. Goldberg. So, of course they're going to blame someone else and line up the oligarchs. Is Trump playing them fucking billionaires? Well, let's see. Trump has played every single fucking person that has ever come into his fucking life. Every single fucking one. I want you to Google who Tiffany, you know, the only American-born wife he had. His daughter. Look who she's married to. By the way, did you see who Hummus engaged to? Oh, you can't make it up. The click. George Soros' son. What? Yeah, power. Listen, you could see the power shift is shifting away from the United States. Does Trump know it? He went to Jared, obviously. Trump has always worshipped fucking wealth. You know, he's always got us. Well, that's the American baby boom. That's the Americana. Anybody? We love them. They must be, they're celebrityism. The Saudi prince, which is not a prince, he's the king, is brokering all. He's becoming, go figure. You know, they still chop heads off. It's being reported that they average one a day. The last one was simply a woman who had over her thing had a Palestinian flag. Whoa. There's the person that's brokering all the deals. You know that Fogel, when he came out, you know it was the Saudi prince who brokered the deal. So the negotiations have begun with Russia and Ukraine. Guess who's brokering the deal? You got it, the Saudi king. Who's brokering the deal in the Middle East of Eden? The Saudi king. He went to Jared. Trump's rhetoric, if you're listening to any of that, well, that's any president. That's any politician. That's what it is. We call that lip service. So you'll get this nowhere here in the United States. So I live right here, Little Mountain, Utah, on the edge of the Great Salt Lake. Born and raised here. So the secret military, well, it ain't so secret, military base out there. I spent so much of my life in that fucking thing, fucking around, whatever. You know, it's all sealed up. Fuck Western Zirconia, the nuclear cartel has it now. So try that, the fucking new nuclear silos. It's being reported yesterday that they're grotesquely over budget and they're going to slowly pulling the plug on it. Here, that's a big deal around here. The number one employer, they're all federal fucking government employees around here. Work for the military industrialized war pigs. Not me. I can't stand the bomb droppers. So, like every other nuclear project in the history of fucking the world, here's what the original budget is. How about Vogel, the one reactor that we've built, nuclear reactor, $37 billion. You know what that started out as? Less than $2 billion. 37. That's what they always do. It's a big fucking loot job. Come on, Trump. Trump has come out and already said that he wants to cut the nuclear arsenal at least in half and save at least $1 trillion. He's already said that. And of course, China immediately, didn't even hesitate. Within a few hours comes out, we're in. Russia? Now there's a problem. Tsar Poo-Poo. Will Tsar Poo-Poo's regime be overthrown? Well, fuck, he's been fucking king for fucking a long, where's my fucking Tsar Putin fucking book? A long fucking time. So, the Red Sled, their days are numbered. This old, tired, fucked up. And I'll be in the state capitol all week because they're trying to turn Utah into the nuclear hub. So I'm going to make up a new sign. I have my nuclear equals cancer. I've been fighting it for years, and I usually always win. This is a tough battle I have this time. Really tough battle. Just because they pass a fucking law doesn't really mean a lot. You know, if the American mass populace of the population doesn't believe in a fucking law, that law will not be enforced. Laws are only as good as their fucking fabric of their people. Now, they'll try to be, the military industrialized, but inside people, police, judges, they're people too. They're not all fucking authoritarian fucking Creekville. A lot of them, but that's changed radically. Policing has changed radically in this country in the last thing. Why? The Million Mass March changed that. Of course, I'm the guy that invented the Million Mass March. Me and John Anthony. I didn't call it that, and I regret calling it that, to be honest with you. And you see, when I led the first speech, I gave the very inaugural speech, and I led the inaugural march. That's a story in its own. I did not wear a mask. I put it on the back of my head. But, and I understand why we had quite the debate about that, me and John, and And I understand why he wanted to do it, and it worked. And we changed the world. We had 7 million fucking people in one day in 2013. Hands up! No, and that was completely formed on police brutality. Remember my Danielle Willard sign? I mean, Danielle Willard's the hallmark of it all right here. And it still goes on. Don't get me wrong. But it's radically, radically different. Black Lives Matter never did that. Black Lives Matter was completely co-opted. I mean, look how that played out. You know, the Million Mass March, there, and it wasn't left, it wasn't right, it wasn't young. We encompassed everyone. That's why it was so powerful, and that's why they were so afraid of it. So they're decoupling the nuclear cartel. It's out today. We're going to slow down and start pulling the plug. Come on, Trump. Trump fucking tries to pull the plug on the fucking nuclear fucking, and then, of course, the bootlicker imperialist media, CNN, Operation Fox, and all this, New York Times, fucking, which, and this is not a fucking opinion statement. This is played out in real time factually that they're terrorist organizations because of Iraq and Afghanistan. Saddam's had weapons of mass destruction. They pounded it, they pounded it, they pounded it about BBC, all of the imperialist media, when they full well knew that he did not. And they kept with this KSL right here, fucking the so-called religious fucking mouthpiece of the prominent religion here. They pounded fucking, because they bear false witness, they're fucking devils. That's unarguable. The fucking carnage of fucking Afghanistan and Iraq is fucking still, well, we'll live with this for fucking a century. It's, 22 a day, 22, it's fucking much more than that. Well, over 3,100 combat veterans have committed suicide. That's not to mention all the droners, the fucking other, the ripple effect. Fucking life, lived, rocket. Come on, Trump. Come on. If you're really going to fucking, and I'm not a fan of Musk, but I am really not a fan of Musk and his fucking, but pulling the pork out of fucking government and the fucking corruption and everything, that should have happened a long fucking, and by the way, we have agencies that are supposed to do that. We have lots of agencies supposed to do a lot of things. How about the EPA? How about the Department of Energy? The Department of Energy should be dissolved. That's fucking the most criminal fucking enterprise ever, which is the Department of Atomic. If you're really going to pull the pork out, Trump, pull the pork out of the fucking nuclear energy cult. That's where all the pork is. There are no SMRs, and it's played out in real time for fucking years, decades and decades and decades. The greatest pork, the greatest waste, the greatest thieving, ripped off fucking money in the United States budget is nuclearism. There are no SMRs. They get the Advanced Nuclear Act through. It's all propaganda. It's free money. They're just looting the fucking country. There's no SMRs. They don't even exist. They pretend. Yeah, we're going to build a jackalope train in Wyoming. There's fools up there. Yeah, Bill Gates. Really? You're fucking, everything that Bill Gates has done over the fucking years, including still in the operating system from Utah, and Utah's bowing to him. But, this bill in Utah is all to backdoor coal. The coal industry's putting that fucking bill. Ask John Coltrane Curtis. He's the guy that, the coal plants were supposed to be closed in Utah by now, and we don't use them. No, it's fucking, again, it's pork. Fucking, it's outrageous. We have solar. Fuck, California producing 200% more solar a day than they can fucking use. States like Utah are blocking it through their fucking, they're bootlickers. And voters do not hold fucking voters accountable. They do not. The voters have given up on the political theater. Fuck, it has to be grassroots, out in the street. So has the bastard son, which that's all we are, Cecil Rhodes, who's one of the most evil, creepy human beings. Rhodesia! Why would we not form secret societies to take back the United States, America? For it is ours. For we are rightfully the ones anointed by God. You do know they took this cult, this clan took over England. Remember Rothschild's fucking carrier pigeon? Remember that on the battlefield? Napoleon, he called in his cousins from Russia. Remember Queen Victoria's 3 sons? They colonialized the fucking world. And when we went through this giant phase of decolonization of the world, but really they didn't. They went underground and turned the United States into their... When you talk British, the British Empire, they're surely not English. They're not Irish. They're not... Unite the clans! Now, this is a cult of fucking evil, sick, twisted fucking human beings. It's the same cult. Pop, pop, oh, uppy, drop. They never stop. So they slowly weasel dick their fucking way in to the American fabric and took this country over. That's unarguable. How did they do it? One, by jet stream, two, by cable TV. They poisoned the planet when they could cover up the Fukushima disaster. Well, you go back to this. How come fucking we don't talk about that? Bush never won. That's an unarguable fact. How many fucking votes did it take to be president of the United States? 6. 5 Supreme Gorges, and your daddy, you put him there. Fuck, who was that? Operation Foxconn News. Roger Ailes from Hells and his Jeb can fix it. What about, what was her name? Harris? Nobody talks about that because they have short fucking memories and they know that. Fucking, they just play you. I mean, this thing started to fucking unwind on fucking Balco in 2000. The gift that keeps on giving. 9/11. Went off to pop, pop, oh, oppie dropped. This is important because J. Oppenheimer in 1938 said, when they were trying to put the Manhattan Project together, he said, and by the way, Einstein hated him with a deep-rooted passion. Einstein was the greatest peace activist, the greatest anti-nuclear energy activist in the history of mankind. Kevin Blanch, his disciple. Hell of a way to boil water. Kevin Blanch, hell of a way to boil a planet. Fukushima is the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. The greatest event, probably. It's the ecology, stupid. J. Robert Oppenheimer. If the Germans want this technology, they will have it first. I worked with the German nuclear physicists. They are the best on earth. J. Oppenheimer, 1938. So they put it together. Anyway, you know why it's at Los Alamos? You do know why. Because Oppenheimer's fucking family summer home was there, and he liked to go riding on his horse and hang out there and everything. He says, oh, so they took it there. You know, poisoned all those people. Fucking Trinity on chemo, on Balco. Fucking whip it up good. Fucking blown up. The fucking industrial complex right here, the container that blew up, the fucking supposed salt truck, right here. It was made right here in far west Utah. Blew up. Oh, no, fucking vented out. You don't hear that one on the news, do you? Fucking the imperialist fucking see no nuclear, speak no there. The American sheeple can't handle the fucking truth. So, in 1943, the United States was doing everything they can behind enemy lines, trying to find out if the Germans had this bomb, which turned out to be the A bomb, the H bomb. They found out concretely. They're speaking in code. Baby never born, mother never pregnant. Such a great line. Baby never born, mother never pregnant. They never had it. They were never interested in it. They never even fucking wanted it. Everybody that was in the Manhattan, including Leo, who wrote the letter. Einstein did not write that letter. The Department of Energy, which is the Department of Atomic, the original of the Department of Atomic spokesman was Jeff Bezos' grandfather. Guys, his mother's father. You know, look it up. Doesn't fucking Bezos, well, he used to look just like Fermat. Hands up, no nukes. Everybody backed out, including Leo, who wrote the letter. And drove out on to Long Island in fucking Teller's car. Not to be confused with Boxcar. Fucking, you know, a gay on Balco and chemo flew out of Utah. I never seen such a bush. This is a great story. This is important. So I'm the guy that organized that. The Japanese Sudoku folding 1,000 paper cranes. Great niece. The Japanese came to the Enola Gay hangar. On August 6th, we had a giant ceremony. Jim Peterson and myself, and it was the Japanese that reached out to me via Jim. Blah, blah, blah. Want to reach out the olive branch. So they come. We had a giant, this is one of the biggest events in world history. So Jim and I sent out emails to the governor's office, every senator, every freaking congressman, every state congressman, state legislator, Weber State, Utah State, BYU, every university, history department. So we sent out hundreds and hundreds of emails inviting them to come to the ceremony. All the Utah media, including KSL from hell. So we have the ceremony. International media from all over the world is there. Everywhere. So right off the get, her niece walks right up to me. And she's crying. And she hugs me. She says, "Thank you, Kevin Blanch, for all your incredible work. I was not sequestered in Japan. If you don't believe me, go ask Kathy Iwani. Go ask Rachel Godoya, who were living there at the time. We were back in San Diego now. And she gave me a fan made from recycled paper cranes. And then I was the second one that got to hold the real one. You know, she folded 644 before she died. In Japan, they call it the atom bomb disease. Now, remember, I'm 7th generation Utah, and I have the atom bomb disease. I'm AML leukemia, which is exactly what Sudoku died from as an 11-year-old girl. Everyone should have to read that book. And so then, remember, my father, who was born and raised Utah as they get, was human lab rat right there on the Nevada test site and nuked to death. They try to make a sequel out of me. And so, what a story. Massive. You know how much the state of Utah? They had nobody there. Weber State? Nobody. BYU? Nobody. University of Utah? Nobody. None of it. Utah State, Utah, BYU, none of the universities showed up. None. No science, no history, no nothing. No Utah representatives. No Mike Lee. No Romney. No Mia Love. No, Mia Love wasn't in there at that time, was she? Well, anyway, none of them came. None of them. 0.0. International media from the entire world, everywhere. Think about that. I want you to think about that. This happened in Utah. Huh. Think about these fucking bootlickers. Now you know why they want to make it the Utah hub. Who's pulling their strings? So this is a big story. They're pulling the plug. Trump's pulling the plug on this. You're done here. The military industrial is built up at fucking Hillfield, Utah. I remember when in 1999 they were going to close it. Who's going to close it? The GOP. And remember Clinton says we have to get the fiscal house in order. Remember that? Remember Clinton's fucking cutting and remember Clinton going after federal employees and just slashing because he understood that the budget was out of control. It was going from $3 trillion to $4 trillion. He went to the GOP and says the only way we're going to do this is cut the fucking military budget. Can you imagine doing that today? And they said, okay. And they did. Remember, they were going to close Hillfield. They closed. So you got to, I remember the girl I was involved with, flowers in her hair, so beautiful, incredible, little hippie chick. Now she's a bomb dropper for fucking Hillfield. All of them. Good on you, man. Fucking, not me. I never took the fucking, So, Trump's old fucking roots. He's always been an anti-nuclear. Remember? He uses my term. Nuclear warming. Come on, Trump. Pull the fucking plug all the way. I think he's going to. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I think he's old man. He can't run a fucking again. And I think Tiffany's in his ear. Tiffany's the intelligent daughter. The intelligent from Marla's girl. Look who she's married to. Oh, the Lebanese billion? Oh, who formed the Palestinians, the Middle Easterns, against Butcher Biden and Butcher Blinken? He did. Tiffany's father-in-law. Now, you do know he went to Jared. You think Jared's a force to be reckoned with? Oh, boy. Remember when his dad went to prison? They're heavily involved. The Saudis, you think they're a force? I like how they say, he's the most richest man in the world. You know what they estimate? You can look it up. The Saudi, because who's the biggest investor? I remember when I was telling you all going out Apple. Remember, I was the finance guy. Fucking Tesla, Apple. Well, you know who was all in? You know the biggest investors in the bloated up United States stock market is? Was. You got it. The Saudi prince, who is the king. His net worth, just him alone, is estimated at $15 trillion. So he's become the power broker of the fucking world because our consumption junkie freak show, cars are up in the United States from 1980 to present, 8,000%. The population isn't even up 100%. Remember Earth Day when everybody protested? Remember when people had fucking soul, fucking gave a shit about the fucking wells, gave about shit the environment? Well, think about that. Tax rate was 90%. Fucking, this country had it figured out. Remember that? Remember when you were all that? Remember what people looked like? How beautiful, how sexy, how incredible they were? I was talking about this yesterday because I was always at Del Mar in San Diego in those days, and right next to the desal plant, that was Farrah Fawcett's house. I remember I was on a committee in San Diego doing some charitable work, blah, 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 and Raquel Welch and Farrah Fawcett were on that committee. And they were at Del Mar at the racetrack all the time. So was I. And I was on the committee, and I remember seeing her, I mean, all the time. And, you know, some people you see in real space and time, they don't look anything like they look in print. She was that. She was that beautiful, who died so tragically young of cancer. And I have my theories down there. You know what my theory is. It's the water. And so, I remember she'd come up and fucking on the one committee, and we talked about our work that we did, and she gave me a kiss right on the cheek, whatever. And I'm like, wow. That's what people looked like. That's what we were. Now look at us. Look at a fucking mirror. Fucking, because people know intuitively in their soul and their heart. Is this military industrialized fucking war pig beast being decoupled? Being demilitarized? Being decolonialized? Well, the great decolonization of the evil, 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 evil British Empire, well, they really just went underground and they passed over, pay the Dragon Slayer. And look, these British Empire oligarchs who aren't British, fucking, they don't even have to have a military. They just sit back and laugh. Look at these stupid American fucking sheep. How did they do that? Through religious leaders. That's how they did it. The fucking prosperity, the religious factions in this country fucking switched. Started to fucking change radically in the late 80s into the 90s, and you could see them. The so-called born again started to get radicalized and become the old fucking crusaders. And you could see it happening. I remember driving up to Evanston. I was betting horses, and on that mega it was an old warehouse that turned into a mega preacher church. Thank you, Bush. We support Bush. I mean, you support Bush, that mass murderer? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not get. Now, in their own doctrine, in this predominant, in all the doctrines, they believe, everyone will believe one of the same things as far as the so-called Christian right in this country. That there'll become a time that Satan has taken over the country, and they call it the White Horse Prophecy in Utah, and their own religion. They'll be masquerading hairspray. They'll talk all nice, pretty like that, and they will really be Satan. We're here. I mean, it's unarguable we're here. So the British Empire the United States is nothing but the bastard son of the imperialists. I mean, we do all their dirty fucking work. That's how they play. I mean, we've colonized the fucking world and been so fucking evil. You go clear back, JFK blown away. What else do I have to fucking say? I mean, where's that at, Trump? I thought you were releasing that. You know, well, is Trump nervous? Well, let's see. I imagine. But if they're going to pull the plug all the way on the fucking nuclear cartel, I think it's going to happen. I do. You can see the writing on the wall. The lip service inside of the devil himself sitting there with that shit-eating grin. I mean, because it's played out in real time. The whole world knows what a fucking fraud. It's being exposed, the military industrialized war pigs that the fucking Democrats turned in. Barack Obama, the Nobel Peace Prize, who went on the peace referendum, anti-Bush and Cheney, who knew I was really good at killing people. Got to talk to Henry before I go to fucking Fukushima. That's Hillary Clinton's leaked out. Why would you talk to him? I mean, it's playing out in real time, this. The fucking Great Pacific Genocide, Kevin Blanch, but the Middle East of Eden, pop, up he dropped. So everybody backed out of the Manhattan Project. Everybody, don't do it. And fucking Herbert Hoover. Never in the history of mankind is any people, is any nation indiscretionally mass murdered women and children till now. It revolts my soul. And he warned this was going to happen. Einstein warned this was going to happen. Everybody says this will be the end of the evil fucking, we'll create evil fucking empire. They're nothing more. Fucking Churchill fucking spitting. Winston, I went to England when I was an 11-year-old boy. I saw Queen Victoria. I hated the old witch. There's nothing more quintessential American to hate than fucking English royal monarchies. In the name of Alexander Hamilton. In the name of Abraham Lincoln. In the fucking name of all these quintessential George Washington. Remember, we fought a Revolutionary War against those people. If I don't go along with you, Franklin, we'll go down the same way our cousins did in Russia. But Russia reemerged with Tsar Poo-Poo. Who let him do that? Who let him walk into Crimea? Obama. I mean, that was 2014. Remember now? Who was president then? Fucking, he had us. He fucking had us. Now, standing ovation by the Democrats for Dick Cheney on the fucking House, or one of the greatest war criminals who ever. Saddam Hussein had what when they full well knew he didn't. I mean, and American populace went for it. Well, and they didn't fight back. The generation we fought back, and hell no, we won't go. The generation did not fight, and I fought back, so I got the scars. I mean, I was in front of the White. I mean, I was everywhere in those days, fighting Iraq and Afghanistan. But that was all to destabilize the Middle East. Had nothing to do with 9/11. And, you know, 9/11 was all Saudis, funded by Saudis, and fucking the United States went like this. That's unarguable. NSA will tell you that. All these people say we just kind of, you know, take a look at the video building fucking 6 and 7, please. And they went off to and did what they did. And no one fought back. So a generation that did not fight, you pay the price. You didn't fight back. The young generation, I mean, that's the difference between the old USA and now Americana, is the first, not the second, the First Amendment. The first, other countries don't have that. They're not supposed to be able to jealous. They're not supposed to burn our fucking libraries down. And they says, oh, the First Amendment's only for government. That's fucking total bullshit. And I'll tell you why that's total bullshit. The second you fucking get a Social Security number, you are the government. We, the people, are the fucking government. It's written right into the fucking stamped. That's us. We're not a democracy. We're a fucking constitutional republic. We're a republic with a constitution. They shredded the Patriot Act so fucking illegal. Fucking Obama did that. Fucking Biden, what they turned into the fucking Democrats into? Well, look at the Republicans. The Republicans are the party of Hegel. Jesus coming back, Jesus come back, fucking downright fucking, they're Satan. That all the religious right leaders have turned into the devil himself. You know, I go back to the Sermon on the Mount, and you know, whether he's Son of God, whether the activist Jesus was a real guy or what. But anyway, sure, the whole country's all in on it. He was radical. With the whip throwing the usury. What's usury? Please. I mean, let's go back to the fucking cave. They've twisted it. They are Satan. They are Satan. The Sermon on the Mount. For when I was hungry, you refused to feed me. This is Jesus Christ himself, supposedly. For when I was thirsty, you refused to give me something to drink. For when I was cold and vulnerable and fucking weak, you forgot to clothe me. And when I was in prison, Kevin Blanch, when I was in the camp, you refused to help me. You refused to come visit me. You refused to help me get out. Well, we love you now, Jesus. We love you now. These are the same people, he says. You sit on the fucking bench on Sunday and preach and read these scriptures and tell you how righteous each other. You know they were giving each other awards in the Antebellum South for being fucking so Christ-like. The slave owners. Think about this. You sit there and then the rest of the week you fucking completely sin. Not fucking what you characterize sins, what real fucking sins are. Well, these people that never supported you, Jesus, were never fucking behind you, whatever. Fuck, how come you love them now? Because their hearts are in the right places. The activist that accomplishes the fucking wins you will never be contemporized on fucking imperialist fucking media platform because they took the country over. It's being taken back. I was reading the other day, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News fucking ratings are down well over 50% just since the Middle East have been. It's exposed the evil. The entire world is waking up to the United States military, fucking the British Empire's bastard son. Jesus. Well, we're sorry. We're friends. No. You gained your wings. Somebody asked me about this woman who came to me and teed me up, whatever, and what do you think of her? And I in an interview, and I says, for the school paper, and I says, she's an angel. Angel, she said a lot of evil stuff about you. I says, even Satan had angels. Jesus, you have wings. They're set. They're Satan's wings. And there's no turning back. You can't fix it now. You're off. You've damned yourself to hell for time and all eternity. That's where we live. The United States has become the great evil empire, warned to us by the likes of fucking Herbert Hoover, by the likes of Albert Einstein. Lay, 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 lay across my big brass bed. Knock, knock, knocking on Kevin's door. It's done. You know, and this predominant religion here, they're completely, I mean, Satan's taken over the country. That's unarguable. Whether it's figuratively or literally, you can get into that debate. For your belt-fought witness, here we are. Pop, pop, Oapi drop, they never stop. Don't you cross that parallel and turn Korea into a kitchen called hell. Murder, rape, heartbreaker. Went out of Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong. Kissinger, Cambodia, Kissinger, Cambodia, Kissinger, Cambodia. Hell no. The generation that fought back, that fucking was in love with the environment, was in love with the ocean, said, fuck you oligarchs, who read books, who listened to people like fucking Bob Dylan, who fucking, you know, we're all into the music, the culture. The musicians fucking fought back. Everybody fought back. Fucking, I know Senator's son. Fucking, all that beautiful anthem, that music and everything, and fuck, we fought back when we fucking said, fuck you, put the tax rate on the billionaires and fucking 99%. Fuck, we turned our back on them. Look what we look like. Look how beautiful. I'm so glad I was a teenager in that era. Fuck. But what happened? They took the flowers of their hair and changed it in for a shiny coffin on the 5. The other night, I came fucking just 10 miles. 10 miles. Took me fucking nearly 3 hours. There's people that said they were on A15 for 8 hours because it's Car America. Cars up 8,000%. We sold our souls to the Saudi, which the Saudi fucking peninsula, this House of Saud, was invented by who? Rockefeller and Truman. For oil. There's a price to pay to sell your souls out for a fucking thing, for a commodity. You know, that long-haired guy, get rid of your possessions, live minimalistically. And no, it's the prosperity fuck. That's the one with the most toys win. Up is down, black is white, wrong is fucking right. Fear, bear, false witness. Pop, pop, Oapi drop, they never stop. Just because that probably fucking. Then the gift that keeps on fucking giving. 9/11. 9/11. 9/11.